The moment the jury read the verdict, life in the courtroom seemed to freeze. A collective breath held as the reality of justice, or perhaps retribution, settled over everyone present, because what had begun as a bizarre, almost surreal case of death by eye drops had evolved into a cautionary tale about trust, greed, and the fragility of human perception, reminding the public in stark, unforgettable terms that evil can hide behind the most ordinary masks, in the most ordinary places. Jesse Korchevsky, once the smiling caregiver, the friend who shared stories, meals, and laughter, was now condemned, stripped of freedom, and defined by her actions in the minds of jurors and the nation alike. While Lynn Hernan's story, the woman who had been generous, trusting, and unsuspecting, was finally given its full weight, her life honored through the relentless pursuit of truth and the meticulous weaving of evidence that exposed every layer of deception. Across media outlets, headlines screamed the surreal nature of the crime. True crime podcasts dissected the minute details for audiences hungry to understand how such a murder could happen, and criminologists examined the unique psychological and forensic aspects, dissecting the manipulation, the patience, the financial exploitation, and the deliberate experimentation with a household product to achieve a lethal end. Yet beyond the science and sensationalism lay a deeper, almost philosophical reflection. The case forced society to confront the uncomfortable reality that ordinary objects can become instruments of death, that kindness can be weaponized, and that the people we let into our lives are not always who they seem. Families across the nation, especially those caring for elderly loved ones, felt a chill run through their own daily routines, wondering how closely they were watching, how much trust they were placing, and whether subtle signs of danger could be missed until it was too late. Legal experts hailed the case as a landmark, not just for the uniqueness of the murder method, but for the combination of financial fraud and homicide, pointing out that the meticulous financial trail paired with precise toxicology evidence made conviction almost inevitable in a world where proving intent in poison cases is notoriously difficult. And yet, for all the analysis charts and courtroom testimony, the public eye's fascination was driven as much by the human drama as the forensic triumph. The betrayal of someone who was supposed to protect the slow, deliberate erosion of trust, and the eerie idea that a seemingly innocuous bottle of eye drops could serve as a silent, invisible executioner. In the aftermath, the Korchevsky case inspired debates about caregiver oversight, elder protection laws, and the necessity of vigilance in financial and personal relationships, while true crime enthusiasts and casual viewers alike returned repeatedly to the story, drawn to its perfect storm of psychological manipulation, methodical cruelty, and the sheer unpredictability of the weapon. In homes, classrooms, and offices, people whispered the term death by eye drops, with a mixture of disbelief and morbid curiosity, a phrase that would forever encapsulate the unnerving fusion of ordinary life and extraordinary crime. And so Chapter 10 closes not just on the resolution of a trial, but on the enduring impact of a story that shocks, educates, and haunts in equal measure. A story that reminds us that evil does not always announce itself, that sometimes it creeps in quietly disguised as trust, necessity, or care, waiting for the perfect moment to claim what it seeks, leaving behind a trail of grief lessons, and a nation forever altered in its understanding of vulnerability, human behavior, and the unsettling truth that even in the simplest objects, danger can be hiding silent, patient, and deadly.